Hey guys, it's Adam here from Vegan Food and Fitness. Today I wanted to discuss my reaction to watching David Attenborough's new film, Life on Our Planet, because I feel it's such an important film at such a critical time for our planet, and wanted to start a discussion on how we can really affect change. Firstly, I knew it was going to be different to his usual nature documentaries, with lots of like wildlife, animals hunting for prey, competing for mates. This film itself was split between an overview of his life as a reporter and how things have changed over the decades from his perspective. It shows how much worse things get, and the latter part promised practical solutions on how we can affect change. I was just hoping it wasn't going to be all doom and gloom, like in the past of what shows like his Animal Planet, so Planet Earth, Blue Planet, and I felt quite down afterwards because, the impact that we're having on these animals' environments. I guess I was just burying my head in the sand and didn't want to come to the conclusion. So one of my first thoughts when I was watching it was, is this in 4K? And what a handsome chap he was in his younger years, and what an incredible life he's had. I mean, he says he's been lucky himself to be in that position, to document these hidden worlds. He's brought us some of the rarest and most incredible moments ever captured, and he's narrated them in the way that speaks to all of us. I think anyone who watches this film will all come to the conclusion that we aren't living sustainably, with the population increasing, the amount of carbon in the air and temperatures rising. We can clearly see that there's evidence when we see that lone orangutan in that isolated tree or that polar bear on the ice. Also that coral with its incredible colours turning to white and becoming skeletal. It was just quite difficult to watch. I mean, my heart would sink every time that counter came on and the wilderness remaining clock dropped. I'm sure it scared many people, but the inevitable conclusion from the film for me was that the world's run for humans by humans, and that animals don't matter, and it's gotta change. I thought the film was a real wake-up call and demonstrated what life will be like in 100 years time. It's not a case of this could happen. The message was that we need to act now and start to reverse the effects before it's too late. There was some hope though. The examples by Morocco with the solar panelled farms, or in the Netherlands with the use of high-rise plant farms. Although he touched on the benefits of a plant-based diet, I was disappointed that David didn't stress the impact that a plant-based diet could have specifically on climate change. Almost every one of us could go plant-based tomorrow and we'd produce 50% less carbon dioxide. Maybe he didn't want to be too controversial. Personally, I think people should know the true impact that the animal agriculture industry is having on the planet. I mean, it takes 600 gallons of water to produce one hamburger. That's the equivalent of showering constantly for 2 months. So it's all very well turning the tap off when you brush your teeth, but to really affect change and start to reverse what's happening, we should be going plant-based, surely. I mean, in 2018, there was an Oxford University study done that came to the conclusion that meat eaters were responsible for 2.5 times more dietary greenhouse gas emissions than those on a plant-based diet. And the single biggest way to reduce your impact on Earth was to avoid eating dairy and meat. It is clear from the film that our farming needs to change. Livestock now covers 45% of the Earth's total land, and too many trees are being cut down for it, which impacts on other species that live in the rainforest. In fact, 110 animal and insect species are lost every day from rainforest destruction. So I say to anyone who wants to make a real difference, go plant-based and stop supporting this. Whether you know it or not, when you buy meat, fish or dairy, you demand this and they supply it, and the cycle just continues, but it's not sustainable. Animal agriculture is now responsible for 91% of the destruction of the Amazon. If we really want to have an impact on our planet and stop climate change, we've got to take action now. It's that simple. Don't think of it as giving up on anything. Think of it as giving back, for our sons and daughters and for future generations. To me, the solution is so clear. Anyway, that's my thoughts and feelings on the film. So David Attenborough is an international treasure. His words are so wise, but we can't just, watch the film, be impacted and forget about it a week later thinking that the problem will just go away if we recycle. It's going to take each of us to ask ourselves, what can we really do to help? and we have to act before it's too late. Anyway, let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree. Let me know what you thought of the film. Also, if you're interested in plant-based eating and would like to support incorporating more plant-based meals into your life, my channel's all about that, so don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out what others are saying too. Do your own research. Watch other documentaries and make sure you come to your own conclusions as well. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching.